Hello, my name is John Kim. Today I will be discussing whether cell phone unlocking should be legal or not. This is for EG 44175, Ethics and Professional Issues in Engineering at the University of Notre Dame. Today I will be going over what cell phone unlocking is, who the major stakeholders are, the current state of cell phone unlocking, the main ethical issues surrounding the cell phone unlocking, arguments for and arguments against cell phone unlocking, and what my personal opinion on the matter is. Cell phone unlocking is a process that allows the cell phone to be compatible with any carriers, not just the one issued to it originally. This means that the user could use other networks while traveling abroad instead of roaming on his home network. The user can even install apps that were not compatible on the previous network after unlocking his phone. The three ways to unlock a cell phone are network code, service provider code, and master or defreeze code. A network code is used for major networks like O2 or T-Mobile. The service provider code is used for companies like Virgin or Tesco who use major network signals for service. A master or defreeze code is used for phones when previous unlock codes were unsuccessful. It only works on phones that don't have a visible unlock attempt counter. There are four major stakeholders in cell phone unlocking. The first group are cell phone network providers like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. The second group are cell phone users who could potentially use any network. The third group are app developers who could have a larger audience through cell phone unlocking. The final group are cell phone developers and providers who could have more customers through cell phone unlocking. In January of 2013, Congress rejected requests from the Electronic Freedom Foundation and other parties for exemption from the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. If Congress had granted the requests, cell phones would have been able to be unlocked legally without carrier permission. As recently as March 5th, the carrier must grant permission for anyone to legally unlock their phone in America. Congress decided to reject petitions because of some popular phones that are unlocked already. This includes phones like the Google Android Nexus 4 and some versions of the Apple iPhone. This is simply not fair to those who either cannot afford to or do not already own popular devices like these phones. Cell phone unlocking brings many ethical issues with it. For one thing, it grants the user freedom to use another carrier internationally or after the contract expires. This brings up the question of whether cheating the original provider of roaming charges via unlocking is ethical. Users who unlock their phone also typically face a loss of insurance or warranty on their phone. In addition to losing insurance or warranty, users also face losing security updates on their unlocked phone. Carriers can also lose out on money, which would have partially been used to further develop better products for the industry. Finally, unlocking partially makes stolen phones easier to sell, thus contributing to the black market cell phone market. With these ethical issues in mind, one must also consider the arguments for and against cell phone unlocking. Those who support cell phone unlocking argue that the cell phone is the user's property after buying it. Therefore, the user can do anything he wants to the phone, including unlocking it. Proponents of cell phone unlocking also argue that it is simply cheaper to switch networks while traveling than pay for roaming charges on their original home network. Supporters also argue that unlocking cell phones will allow users to keep their old phone if they wish to switch networks instead of having to buy a new phone locked into the new network. This would save money for the users. Users would further save money from the competition generated from the greater accessibility of all cell phone network providers. Finally, they argue that unlocking cell phones grants them access to apps that were previously forbidden on the original network. There are compelling arguments against cell phone unlocking also. With customer savings comes revenue loss for the cell phone industry. This could stall development of innovative products and plans from the cell phone industry. Also, cell phone unlocking disables updates to the unlocked phones from the original carrier. This could compromise cell phone security. This could be disastrous for jobs that require state-of-the-art security and peace of mind. This could include industries like banking to the Secret Service, any job that requires security. Also, through this lack of security, criminals could break into and unlock stolen phones to work on any network, thus creating a more lucrative black market industry for cell phones. It would be a more lucrative black market industry because a phone that can work on any network is much more appealing than a phone that can only work on one network. I think that cell phone unlocking should be legal. I'm of the opinion that once a cell phone is bought, it is the user's possession. Therefore, the user should be allowed to do what he wants with his phone. This includes unlocking the phone. However, I can see why network providers could have a problem with anytime, anywhere cell phone unlocking. Perhaps a compromise between provider and user could be reached that made the user pay full price for a phone they intended to unlock, or even maybe made the user pay a termination fee for unlocking a phone mid-contract. The savings for the user could make this kind of compromise financially worth it. Still, cell phone developers would also still make a good amount of money from this compromise, as they would have users paying full price per phone. This would most definitely add up if many people were willing to pay full price. App developers would arguably be the biggest winners, as their customer base would grow overnight without them really doing anything. I believe that loss of warranty and security updates from the original provider is fair, as the original provider has no obligation to support the unlocked cell phones anymore. Also, even if the compromise isn't perfect, business models and practices are always changing in this day and age. Network providers can come up with different ways to generate revenue. In regards to the black market for cell phones, cell phone developers should develop more stringent security features that will not allow criminals to even access the stolen phone, much less unlock it. I believe that cell phone unlocking is not a cut and dry issue. However, I believe that the reasons and arguments for unlocking a cell phone are better than the reasons against unlocking a cell phone. As I see it, the biggest issue with not being able to unlock cell phones is the security aspect of it. I feel, however, that technology will quickly progress to the point that that will not be a major worry in unlocking cell phones. Therefore, I believe that cell phones should be unlocked legally. Thank you for listening, everyone, and have a great day.